You know, I've been around a while, and I believe that one of the single biggest causes of atheism is the problem of pain. Now, I have often had people come on my site and say, your God is evil by causing cancer in children and sexual slavery of millions and the murder of innocents. If God were real, why would he let that happen? Well, guess what? The answer to that question is incredibly simple and overwhelming at the same time. So, God set the game in motion, but promised us if we disobeyed him, we'd destroy everything on earth. God allows evil people to do evil things because if he didn't, there would be no reason to ask the question, why would God allow that? Because you wouldn't be able to ask it. Why? Because the question indicates your freedom to think autonomously. To ask the question infers that there is a dilemma and that something good and moral has been breached. If something immoral has occurred, it is only because something moral exists as a reference point to show you that you have deviated from the good. The very fact that you can question God and even choose to disbelieve in him is a behavior you take for granted, and you want it to remain. But there cannot be anything good to happen unless something bad can counter it. If there's no bad, then there's no good. Remember, people, they want to blame God when they see something unjust take place, right? Let me ask you a question. We have laws that forbid murder, right? Yet, people murder anyway. So, is it the law's fault that people murder, or the people's fault? There are millions of children aborted every year on the earth. Now, ask yourself, have you ever once stopped it from happening? If not, why are you so evil as to allow that to happen? And if you choose not to act, do you want God to make you act? If he made you intervene, then you did nothing noble, because it wasn't your choice. See, God said if humans sin, they would bring death on the earth. They sinned, and suddenly cancer in children was possible. God didn't ordain that. Humans did when they decided they were under no obligation to follow the laws God set in motion at creation. If Darwinism is true, then evolution is totally responsible for cancer in children, wars, torture, rape, murder. It is simply organisms in conflict with each other, weeding out the weak. Oh, and when that little child is suffering and cries out in the night, there's no solution or even empathy. Evolution is a mindless entity, and it has no concern about your pain and death. Because remember, what evolution and atheism gives the world. Not only do people torture and murder others, there's no justice in the end. The powerful destroy the weak. There's no recourse. There's no mercy. Why do atheists hate God? Because his presence is a constant reminder that all the horror we see on this earth isn't God's fault at all. It's ours.